Hey AJ, hope you're doing all right and having a good Wednesday so far. That sounds like what you normally say to me. So it's Tuesday afternoon, just finished my pool session, getting my video done now to send over tonight, ready for tomorrow. Wins of the week. Self-care has been off the scale. I think I showed you last week that I wrote some things down, but I've written even more for this week, and I've really smashed it. So I've got this whiteboard, you can see I've split it into goals and self-care, and I'm already sort of way ahead. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the structure. So I start the day most days with sort of a between 5 and 10 minute stretch routine. There's a guy called Strength Side who I really like. It's quite dynamic, which works for me. And then I do a full stop at the end of the day. I do one of the yoga with Adrienne sessions. At the moment, I'm just doing the quite short, easy ones, just to ease myself into it. Because if I go, sort of balls to the wall straight away, I know that I'll be like, I'm not enjoying it. So they're both quite short, but really enjoying it. And then all the other stuff as well. My fade out turned up today, but my sleep isn't as bad as it has been. It seems to be getting better, so I'm just going to keep that for emergencies and have it in the cupboard, mainly for prep, really. So wins of the week, I'm feeling really good with the self-care. Writing it down, I put it on Instagram as well for a bit of accountability, and Facebook for a bit of accountability, which is ironic because one of the things is to stay off both of those things, which I absolutely have. I'd probably check Facebook once a day, twice at a push, and I'm on it for maybe 2 minutes. Instagram a little bit longer because it tends to be less toxic and I do enjoy it, but it's not mindless. So then my wins of the week. Training week's been so good. All of them I've put as epic or good. I got the 20s up for 11. Kate helped me with 1 for my top set, but I'm going to try the 22 and a halves this week. But I'm going to, obviously you said about having, because I was leaning back, so having the elbows forward, so I'm looking forward to getting the 22 and a halves up. The only issue is it's the dumbbells you have to build yourself, and obviously they're a little bit unwieldy and a little bit awkward because the bars are really long, but I'm pretty confident I'll get them up because Kate can spot on a Saturday, so that when we're back in the gym next month I should be on the 22 and a half for my presses, which is great. I'm going to put the single arm row, obviously improve it even more and come back to the hip, which I thought I was doing, but now looking at the video and everything's been really good. A bit frustrating this morning because I did Paul and it was brilliant. RDLs felt really light for my top set. I thought I was doing 85 and I was doing 75 like last week. So I miscounted, got my maths wrong. So I did my back off set slightly higher, but I could have done 85 easy. So yeah, enjoying those. In terms of expenditure, I have actually changed my steps. So I've been really mindful to keep them down. Now that I'm back training, my average is under 10,000, which is good for me because obviously we want somewhere to go when we start prep. We don't want to have to start on ridiculous steps. So I'm trying to stay under 9,000. 7,500 is my goal, but trying to stay sort of under between 8,000 and 9,000 on rest days, and round about 10,000 on non-rest days. So yeah, really happy with that. Really happy with expenditure, trying to keep it down. I'm going out first thing in the morning. Just there's a really short sort of little round the block that I do just to get some exposure. Take my vitamin D. So I had to make my sock. Take my vitamin D once around the block, and then I start my morning routine with my coffee and my stretching and stuff. Nutrition's been really good. Yeah, I've hit my numbers. Did I drink alcohol? Might have had a gin or 2 on Saturday, but that's it. 1 day a week. No issues with adherence. Stimulants are the same. Having two coffees a day. I'm not having a pre-workout if I've eaten. I'm only really having a pre-workout if I'm training first thing, so I've got a busy work day. No issue with digestion. Bowel. Yeah, in terms of appearance, so obviously I haven't put on muscle in the last week. My weight's crept up slightly, but I feel bigger and harder, so I feel as though that isn't body fat. I mean, it's 0.2 of a kilo or something, so a lot of it's probably just going to be glycogen in the muscle anyway, water and inflammation and all that. But I feel like I haven't put any on my lower abdomen, which is obviously the area that we're concerned about. So yeah, I feel good appearance wise. I feel confident. Posing wise, I'm going to try not to get so frustrated and overthink my front relaxed. I've got lots of time to perfect it. And also when I had that session with Darren, I could see the difference straight away. So once I can get another session with him and just keep practicing, just keep nailing it, that'll be fine. What I've also done, which has helped, is I've watched a couple of YouTubes, like BMBF. There was a BMBF final, I think it's in Perth in Scotland. It was a few years ago, but it was the one that had all of the comparisons and all of that on. And actually, not everybody can do a really good front relax, so I wouldn't look out of place, and that's what I need to keep remembering. As long as I'm as good as I can be. I mean, there are people obviously like I can't remember what she's called on Instagram. She's natural. I think she might be with you or used to be with you. Holly, Hannah, something like that. I can't think. Hannah Gaines, but she, like, naturally she's got a good actually that doesn't look bad when I do that, but I am overthinking it. So I've been watching those videos. I'm going to keep watching the videos so I know the comparisons, etc. I've written down all of the different order of comparisons, etc., just so I know the difference between UK DFBA and BMBF. And that's helping with confidence as well, because I said to you before, some of the people that I'm watching online, obviously different level, different supplements that they use, or whether they're assisted or not. So I do feel really confident at the moment. General mood and energy has been fantastic. I'm really, really enjoying this whole self-care thing, really enjoying it. Also went to see Charlie yesterday, so had some blading on my lats, and he said that they do get sort of quite tight, particularly at the bottom. So he did some blading, and he'd normally do my lower back, but I haven't had any lower back issues for a long time. And I think part of that is I'm only RDLing once a week now, so I'm doing hamstring curls on the curl 3 times a week and RDLing once a week, and it seems to have really improved my lower back pain. So we had a really good chat about that. And again, I know it's probably just blood in the area, inflammation and stuff, but it just feels so much more mobile. And it was nice because he's never done my legs before. I think he might have done glutes, but he's never. And he said, "Oh God, you've got a decent pair of quads." And I know compared to a lot of natural bodybuilders, they're not. But it was just nice. It was just nice to hear that. But obviously he recognised that I'm quad dominant as well. He said he could see a difference in my hamstrings from last time. He said my hamstrings weren't that tight, but my calves were. And he explained that's probably from obviously when I curl, pointing my toes sort of towards my body instead of pointing away, so using a bit of calf. So it was just interesting, and I felt great afterwards. He's also going to get me booked in the week before the competition, just so that I can open up my lats, and make sure that I'm as loose as possible, get rid of any sort of water, that kind of thing. What else has been happening with work? I had the weekend off from my stepmum, so my sister sort of dealt with that. So that was all quiet on the Western Front, which was really good. Work's calmed down a little bit. It comes in peaks and troughs, and it's calmed down. So I feel more relaxed around that. My shoulder is literally, it's barely, there's barely anything there. There's still a little bit of inflammation and water and stuff, but in terms of the actual wound, and it's so nice not to have the lump, so that's really helped. A bit of sunshine, spring, and all that sort of thing. Sleep's been better, still not wonderful, but better. I've got my blue light blockers and all of that. Any questions? Obviously restricted with exactly what I can do in the gym. So part of my push session, I do W press just to get some more pressing in, because I quite like it. So obviously the W and out, is it worth doing? Is it worth keeping in? it feels like it engages my doubts, but be interested in what you think. And I don't think I've got any other questions. Have any other questions? No. If I've got any sort of form questions or anything, I'll ping them over. So fantastic. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will catch up with you soon. See you later. Bye.